I'm Candace, founder of Sufficient Grace Social Services, where our mission is to create awareness for the prevention of child molestation, child sexual abuse, child abuse, and neglect, to help children and adults to gain confidence and to find their voice, and also to help find healing from past sexual abuse and other childhood traumas through our faith in Jesus Christ. Well, I know I've been gone for a long time again. I can't say I have the best reason why, but I do have a reason. I've just recently started my master's degree program for school social work, and I have to say that it is literally kicking my butt. It is so hard to balance things that I got to do at home. I have a 600-hour internship that I am trying to complete, 20 hours a week. Plus, I have 5 classes that I am trying to complete, where for this semester, I have another 5 for the next semester in the spring. But I have projects and papers and all types of things that I have to do for these classes. And I have to say that it is a lot. It is a lot on top of an already busy life. And so sometimes I have to adjust my schedule and try to get things done here or there that aren't school related and aren't related to my children, because they are a priority. And so yes, it's hard. I have been in school for 2 weeks or 3, I can't remember. And I have to find time to sleep. I've been getting in as many naps as possible. But yeah, so it's been a couple of weeks now, and I'm still trying to adjust my schedule. I think it's been about 3 weeks. My first week was just with my internship, and then the next week and this week that just passed have been where I've been doing my internship and my classes. So hopefully, this semester ends in December, and then my next semester, the spring semester, starts in January. And hopefully, I will be graduating with my master's degree in social work in May. Oh my gosh, my mind. I'm so tired. But anyway, the Lord has really put this on my heart to continue to do my YouTube channel and making videos and making content. I'm trying to figure it all out because I don't want to just get on here and just talk about my life and my problems and everything. I've been going through a really, really, really deep depression, to the point where I haven't felt like doing anything at all, but I'm pushing through it, and I'm trying to do it with a smile on my face. And it's very hard because um, I really don't have the motivation that I feel like I need to get everything done. And I don't want to just come on this YouTube channel and make content about how depressed I am and how much anxiety I have about the things that I'm going through. I also want to make content on enjoying my life and finding things that makes me happy, like spending time with my kids, spending time with my family, doing things that are fun, which I actually do enjoy doing. I have to say I really don't have the time to do, but I plan on making time just specifically for those things, so that I can show it on this channel and it's not so deep and dark all the time, because I know in my head a lot of the times it is. But I just want to come on here and just talk about that. And then some issues have been going on in my life, and I've God has revealed some things to me, and I wanted to share them with you all because it's very important to me, and maybe it'll help somebody. So I always like to share my revelations that I have with you all, so that it can help you. Maybe it can get your mind spark and going on some things that you're going through in your life. And like I said, maybe it can help. So I wrote down some things. Yeah, I wrote them down because I am tired. But one of my biggest fears I've always had has been people not liking me or people not accepting me, especially my family members. And this is something that I've felt since I was a little kid. And this is the reason why, this is one of the main reasons why I've been such a big people pleaser in my life. I always want people to feel like they they can count on me, and because I think in my head that if they can't, then they're not going to like me. And so and that's not necessarily true. It might be true in some cases, but it's not necessarily true. But in my head, that's what I've come up with in my own mind. But I've recently gone through a situation where the Lord has shown me it is okay for people not to like me. And over the past couple of weeks, he has been showing me how to accept the fact and be okay with it inside of myself. So I have to say that this is something that the Lord has been working on me with for a very long time. I've prayed about it. I've really sat and thought about why do I have this need for people to like me? And I know it's because of how I feel about myself. And so, you know, situations when people do things that are kind of hurtful towards me, I take it internally as if I'm a bad person. And it may not even be that it has anything to do with me. It may be that that person is hurting and that person is lashing out because they're in pain. But I take it as if I'm a bad person, nobody likes me, and therefore I shouldn't like myself. And that is how I've always been. So he has also been showing me how not to be offended at other people's offenses. And that is something that I have to say I really struggle with, because I, like I said, if someone is having a bad day, or it could even be somebody that cuts me off when I'm driving, or yells something out the window, or I take it so personally. I take everything so personally. It is exhausting, and I know if anybody else can relate, you know how it feels. It's exhausting to be so offended all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. So I've always wanted everyone to like me, because then it would show me that it was okay for me to like myself. And that is the biggest reason why I people please and take offense to other people's offenses. And because I have a real issue with me and liking me and thinking that I'm okay. I'm a good person to like or to love. I've gotten past the point where I do love myself. For a long time I did struggle with loving myself. But now I do love myself. I want what's best for myself. But I still have an issue with liking me, liking the way that I do things. I try to cater my opinions so that I won't offend people. And, I'm never really my true self because I'm always trying to think, oh, let me do or let me say what this person thinks I should say or this person thinks I should do so that they will like me and they will be okay with me. And then I can be okay with me. But this situation that I've recently gone through has made me have to sit with the fact that it's nothing I can do to make this person like me. Nothing I can say. They've already decided in their head. That's it. And it tore me up for a couple of days because I'm like, what did I do? What can I change? What can I say? And the Lord just told me there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, and it's okay. And that is the scariest thing. I don't know if I laugh when I get nervous and sad, but that is the hardest thing I had to come to terms with. It's okay that this person doesn't want to talk to you. It's okay that this person doesn't like you. The reasons why they don't like you might not be true. It might be in their head, and it's okay. I can't go back and change anything. And I have to just live with it. And it's hard. It's so hard because I don't want to cry. But it's very hard. And if anybody has gone through something similar or is going through something like that, believe me, I understand. It's hard. It's hard to just walk away and just say, okay, all right, well, this is how it is, especially when it's family. It's very hard. Um, Now I'm learning to like myself, even if nobody else likes me. Hold on. Or the things that I do, or how I am. And I have to admit, I'm a very particular type of person. I cry at the drop of a dime. I'm very sensitive. I try to make jokes. They don't always land how I think they should. I I think of myself as an honest person because I want people to be honest with me. I used to be the type of person that I would hold stuff in and it would just hurt me and then I would lash out at people. But I'm more of a confronter now, Not in I don't think I try not to be. I can't speak for anybody but myself. I try not to be to confront people in a way that is hurtful, but I understand that any situation where you confront somebody will be awkward and probably hurtful. And so but I try to be honest and I try to be thoughtful in everything that I do. It may not come across that way sometimes, and I apologize, but everybody has their quirks and everybody is not perfect and everyone is learning. And my thing is to try to be understanding towards anybody, you know, honest, but at the same time understanding. Like we're all learning, we're all trying to evolve, we're all trying to be better people for not only other people around us, but for ourselves. And I always look at things from a trauma perspective. Maybe this person has been through trauma and this is their way of releasing that trauma. because I know that that's what I do. And so I always try to be understanding and kind, but I do make jokes, like I said. Sometimes my jokes don't come off as funny, but my thing is I always want someone to tell me what I did to you so that I can fix it and I don't do it the next time, you know? Um, but like I said, it's okay. I have to be okay with with anybody's choices. Their choice is their choice. So I have come to the conclusion that there is nothing I can do if a person does not like me or want to speak to me, especially if I'm not given the opportunity to attempt to correct what I've done wrong to them or even know what I have done to them at all. I cannot get upset about it or dwell on it. I just have to respect their choices in life, just like I would like them or anybody to respect my choices. And so that's something that I am working on right now. And I have to say that right now, I have to how do you say it? It's in my head, but it can't come out my mouth. Like, put things in little sections in my life because I have so much I'm doing now. So many things that for me to sit and dwell on one thing right now, I really don't have the time. And I am grateful because if I wasn't so busy, I would probably be even more depressed than I am right now. Being busy kind of gives me my mind kind of a reprieve or like a break on worry and anxiety and everything because I don't have time to think about those things. And so I am grateful that I have so much on my plate right now. But at the same time, I do want to learn to be okay, because I am interacting with a lot of new people at my internship at school because I'm in person school. When I was in at Aurora, it was online and I interacted with people, but it wasn't face to face. And so, I have to be okay with some people just not liking me and some people just not talking to me or ignoring me and having nothing to do with me. And I have to be totally fine with that. And that is something I've never taken the time to be okay with. In the past I've dwelled on it probably forever. and but I have to think of it from this point of view. There's people I don't like. There's people I don't want anything to do with. Maybe they know who they are, maybe they don't. But we all have a point where we're like, that's enough. I'm not taking that from you anymore. And 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 we hope that when we feel that way for somebody, that person respects the boundaries that we put up. And so I have to respect those boundaries too. And so that's all my little conversation I wanted to have today. And as always, if you are a child or if you know of a child who has been or is currently being sexually abused or is experiencing any type of abuse, physical, emotional, um, psychological, because that's two different things. A person can mess with your head and it can totally not be a emotional thing. But yes, if you have witnessed or suspect any type of abuse in a child, please call your local law enforcement agency 911 or 1-800-4-CHILD, which is the National Child Abuse Hotline. And if you Google it, um, you may find that your local county has a um, I'm sorry, I'm tired, has a child enforcement code or somewhere where you can call and talk to someone about your suspicions. And if you are an adult who has been um, abused as a child or you're currently being abused, I strongly suggest that you talk to someone about it. You find someone that you can confide in, that is a safe place for you to confide in, and get the help that you need, because that is the first step to healing the situation, is to get it out. And like I've recently just did an interview with Unfiltered Stories, and I when I was they asked me what is some advice that you can give for someone who has been through trauma, and I said that even if you don't have someone to talk to about it, write it down, and that is something that I feel is important. You can pray about it, you can always talk to God about it. But if you feel like there's nobody around that you can safely talk to about it, write it down. Write it down and seal it in an envelope and leave it somewhere. Or after you get it all out, make a bonfire and toss it in, but you have to release all of this hurt and all of this frustration. And so, with that, once again, I thank you for joining me for this conversation. And as always, be blessed.